The question is that the motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Fremantle.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, and I thank the member for Cowan for bringing this motion forward. In her first 12 months as a representative, she's worked incredibly hard to be a responsive and strong advocate for her community. A big part of that has involved arguing for much-needed infrastructure projects in Perth's northern suburbs. I'm proud to work with her and my other WA Labor colleagues to fight for Western Australia's fair share of infrastructure investment, a fair share that has not been forthcoming under a coalition government that continues to take the West for granted. Deputy Speaker, we need that investment because it means the ability to deliver public transport, it means shipbuilding and port facilities, it means bridges and black spot solutions that reduce congestion and improve safety. Smart, forward-looking investment in infrastructure is important because it lifts productivity, creates jobs, creates opportunities for small business and home businesses alike, but unfortunately this government has underinvested in national infrastructure. Not even their best year of investment can match the lowest year of investment under the former Labor government. And in WA, we have had the worst of it. Deputy Speaker, WA accounts for 11% of the population and 33% of the Australian landmass. Our state manages the costs and the logistical challenges of remoteness on an unprecedented scale. It needs to be supported, especially in a time of sharp economic downturn, but we've not yet received a fair or proportionate investment from the Abbott-Turnbull government, and on this issue, the numbers do not lie. In the course of the election campaign, the Coalition made a set of promises across Australia about road and bridge projects. There were 78 projects. Only 3 were in Western Australia. That's not 10%. That's not even 5%. From the $220 million Regional Jobs and Investment Package, a program designed to fund projects that address areas of high unemployment, WA was the only state to miss out altogether. 10 projects were selected, none in Western Australia. That's not even 5%. That's 0%. And when it comes to naval shipbuilding, when WA was named as one of 2 shipbuilding hubs, I thought that'd give us a chance of something like half the work and maybe half the investment. Certainly that's what the WA Liberals would like you to think, Madam Deputy Speaker. In June, they took out a sequence of full-page ads in the Western Australian about shipbuilding that said 50% in bold white text on a bright blue Liberal circle. But are we getting 50%? No, not exactly. Of the $89 billion in defence shipbuilding work, WA is getting $3.5 billion. That's not half. In fact, as you might have guessed, it's less than 5%. Madam Deputy Speaker, you can come into this place with all the rhetorical flair that you like, with all of the spin, with all of the full-page ads in the Western Australian, but no amount of bluster and no amount of advertising dollars can spin the truth into some kind of fairy tale. When you look at the paltry investment by the Abbott-Turnbull government, the numbers tell the story. The numbers do not lie. In fact, there's only one measure in which we are overrepresented. We get more than our fair share in Western Australia, and it's in the numbers of Liberal and National Party members that come to this place. And that's the evil genius. That's the evil genius of the last 4 years. The Coalition do next to nothing for WA, all the time relying on their sense of entitlement to represent our state. And that strategy does not seem to be changing. The faith by those opposite in the power of cynical advertising and playing the blame game remains as strong as ever. They'll keep running ads in the West Australian. They'll saying we're getting 50%. They'll keep blaming a brand new Labor government for the combined failures of the Abbott-Turnbull federal government and the Barnett state government, what they've not delivered over the last 4 years. Now, I knew that the member for Tangney was going to speak today. I steeled myself to hear about his brilliant plan to bring back the disastrous and the pointless Row 8 project. I was so looking forward to his description of the fantastic negotiations by which we clawed back the $1.2 billion for a series of important projects in both of our electorates. I was thinking that he might come in and talk about some innovation funding for this time machine that he clearly wants to build, so he can go back and change recent history. I mean, they say that there are millions of alternate universes. There will not be an alternate universe in which you can find Row 8 making any sense, but he's welcome to keep looking. I would much rather work collaboratively with a member for Tangney on something sensible to benefit our state and indeed to benefit the adjoining communities we represent. If there's a prospect of creating a city deal that extends south of the river, I'd be glad to work with him on achieving support from the federal government for a light rail corridor between Fremantle and Murdoch Central that would catalyse transport-oriented development and create jobs. People in Western Australia want to see their representatives working together, and I'd be very happy to do that. But first things first, the Abbott-Turnbull government needs to change its game. It needs to stop neglecting WA. It needs to stop the spin. It needs to stop taking the people of Western Australia for fools and stop taking our state for granted.
I thank the member for Fremantle.